Welcome back to the Rockhound Podcast. This week it's just us, and we have another theme show. So, Karen, if you would go ahead and take us away from there.
Absolutely. The theme tonight will keep you in suspense. It's going to be so beautiful, though. And you're beautiful.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
And we'd love to know where you're tuning in from while you're watching this fine podcast. So tell us where you are and what you're doing while you're listening to the Rockhound Podcast this evening, morning, or afternoon. Warm welcome to you. And I am Karen from Ozone Fine Art Ventures out here on the foggy Oregon coast. How about you, Kurt?
My name's Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures out here in western Colorado. And I just saw a bolt of lightning through the window, so that was my face. I was like, ooh. So it's going to start storming soon.
Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully we all hang on to our connections, eh?
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I am Kyle with World of Rockhounds. And that was our introductions. Karen, shout outs if you would.
I would love to. First of all, I would love to give a huge thanks to Sweet Jim. Thanks so much for coming on to the podcast. We can't wait to have you on again. It was an education and a super good time. So thanks again. And of course, Kyle would love to hang out with you too. So we'll have you back on real soon for that. And Dustin Finds Rocks thought it was a great show, was off to subscribe to Sweet Jim's channel, which is S&J Gems to Stones, right, guys? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to make sure to get that right. And Rock Hounding with Jasper Blue was nervous about meeting Sweet Jim, thinking that he may be his twin brother. So, oh my gosh, if there's two Sweet Jims out there, world, please watch out. That there'll be quite the rock and juggernaut. Colleen Neophyte Ors thought it would be awesome to announce the show themes early and would love to share some of her finds. And so we're going to attempt to do that. Right now we're having this wonderful theme that we're having this evening, but hopefully for the next time we can invite y'all to send in some of your submissions as well. I think that would be so fun. So thank you for that. Oh, yeah. And second, Theo is with us in spirit this evening. He should be back next week, but he's literally moving stuff, like moving and a grooving. Cloud from Kalgoorlie, Blind Squirrel Rocks, Large and Lisa 45, Scott Lambright, Johnny Rock Hounding, saying cheers from down under, Cynthia Foss, Kayla, Abigail, Clear Crystal Vibes, Mary Beth, Val Summers, and Ivan Lopez, as well as all of you in the chat joining us this evening. You all rock. Thanks for tuning in, and on with the show.
Well, thank you for those shouts. And now we can get into how everyone's week was, and we'll start with you, Kurt.
My week was, how was my week? I don't know. It's been one of those weeks,
You tell me.
I've been doing some wire wrapping on some different varieties of agate and trying to get things listed on the Etsy store.
Is that moss agate up there yet?
Not yet. It will be.
Ooh, that
as
was
soon
a
as I'm
beauty.
done.
Yeah.
It's if y'all remember that one piece of Labradorite one from a few episodes ago, when I got to that point of doing the veil, it sat by itself for like a few weeks before I could figure out how to finish it. And it's possible this one could happen the same way, but hopefully I get it done sooner than later and get that one listed. And I pulled my rocks off from the final polish, and I think I'm gonna need to put some media in there to help keep cushion a lot of the stones because they're not polishing how they should be. So that'll be a little bit of an experiment. And let's see what else. I'm gonna be doing some cutting of some petrified wood and jasper in the next, probably later this week or next week, for my next video upcoming week. And yeah, I think that's pretty much been my week.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing your week. I'll give Karen a little bit more break since she did the shout outs. And sorry, I won't be very much of a break because there's not really much happening here at home because I've been very busy working. But other than that, at some point in the near future, I did buy something off Amazon. I got a National Geographic Discover Amber Science Kit. Polish real amber and hunt for prehistoric insects.
Ooh.
Ages 8+. Because I'm 8 years old.
Are you old enough? Yeah.
Just for that, for that.
So at some point I'll be doing this. It's just I don't have time right now. So but yeah, so a very short week, just work and staring at this Discover Amber Science Kit until I can actually do it.
Burning holes in it.
Pretty much. So how was your week, Karen?
Kind of the same, y'all. Like it was a weird blur, and all of a sudden it's Friday again, and I look around me at like a huge volcano shrapnel pile of stuff that like nothing's done. Everything's taking forever for some reason. Like not having enough time, I think is a current theme here. So I've been prepping a shell fossil from one of the recent finding sprees, and that's taking a long time. I just dropped a short, woo, and
Nice.
it was the geode, 2 sides that I cut and then polished one side that Dustin from Dustin Finds Rocks out there in Missouri sent me and would like back now. I love it though. It's good to be, doing something that somebody else digs. And so I am working on another full-length drop that a video that should drop this weekend, time willing. So another good beach hunt. There's there are actually some fossils left on the beach.
Nice.
I'll be darned. And that's pretty much it. It's all good. We're all just time speed demons, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
Pretty much.
Well, thank you for sharing your week, and now we can kind of get into today's oh my gosh, topic.
Yes.
Theme topic. Which is, do we say what it was already?
We haven't. The big reveal.
Feldspar.
Yay, Feldspar. Who do you want to have go first, guys?
Let's see here. We start with you.
All right. I think it great pass back. Feldspar, what is it? Any of a group of aluminosilicate, I should have done that ahead of time, minerals that contain calcium, sodium, and potassium. Feldspars make up more than half of the Earth's crust, and professional literature about them constitutes a large percentage of all the literature of mineralogy, says Britannica. Thought it might be good to find out what it is in definition that we're talking about this evening. Although I think a lot of you, even if you don't know it, know the dear Feldspar family, which actually contain a lot of our favorite gemstones. I'm going to go ahead and do Oregon Sunstone. Surprise, surprise. So a sunstone is a feldspar, a plagioclase, I believe, feldspar, and the Oregon Sunstone is a variety of Labradorite, which I also brought along. So I'll show you the Labradorite. Everybody knows Labradorite, that one, the thing that does that thing. They're all so pretty. They have, the variety of color, flash, and the mineral in the plagioclase feldspar solid solution series is albite and orthite, and it comes in on a Mohs hardness scale of 6 to 6.5. So it's not very hard if you are used to working with the jaspers and the agates and things like that. They're super beautiful, just naked. And when I say naked, this is just rough, that you you'd be able to either find or you would be digging for it. The feldspar got mixed up with basalt in a volcanic situation. And I think a flake just came off of this piece here. So the basalt is really super brittle, and it cooled at a different rate as the feldspar crystals. And so the crystals grew in the basalt and shattered. And so a lot of the different sunstones are really quite small. So you'll see a lot of faceted gems from the sunstone. There's another of the craggy, you can see the sunstone sitting there in the mother basalt. And so to have ones like this, that's like a pretty big sunstone by sunstone standards, just because they're so shattered. Being is that they have a perfect two-way cleavage, which is if you've worked with some of the feldspars and you found that while you were polishing, like a piece just wanted to shear off, just because that's because of that wonderful cleavage. It can be difficult to shape and polish these different guys, even though they're so beautiful. The clear ones that are manipulatable are often called plush diamonds. This is a facet job that I did, a freeform facet job. And so they can have clarity as good as, if you ask me, a diamond. And then they also contain, the Oregon sunstones contain something called schiller. And schiller is the inclusion of copper platelets. And they make the color. They sometimes come off in strands. There's a video of that piece that I just held up, and you can see some of the strands running through it. When it's silver like that, it's kind of an oxidation of a ghost schiller, but the schillers come out in pink strands, like copper strands, striations through the material. There's like a handful of different both faceted pieces, but that have schiller in them, Kyle, that you can put up for this piece here. So the patches of color range through like pink to red to even green and red, all blues, all sorts of different colors. And so I went ahead and included a piece that I have that is a watermelon, which is the combination between the green and the red. And so some of them are dichroic, so it looks red from one direction and then you turn it and it's green from another direction. So these stones are somewhat limitless in their possibility of color. The rarer the color, the more the carat price, and we're talking about, they can go like $50 a carat, $100 a carat. So they can be as precious as, some of your diamonds. They're, again, because they're on the most hardness scale of a 6 to 6.5, they're easy to carve. And so they're easy to carve and hard like obsidian, as far as like making sure to get all of the scratches out. And so here's a carving that I did. You can throw up, threw up a video for Kyle. So this one, has both like a freeform carving, and then it also has like some sculpting to it there. And so it is a gem that is used for faceted jewelry, carvings, and specimens. And it comes in just a plethora of different colors that you can go and mine yourself out there in the Rabbit Hills. Or of course you can go ahead and get them at all the gem shows and whatnot.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the Oregon sunstones. You guys have any questions? Did I miss something?
I think you pretty well covered it, honestly.
Yeah.
Bam, there you go.
Oh.
Your faceted pieces are extremely beautiful, especially the one where you carved those 3 little circular designs in. Very, very beautiful job.
Thank you. Like I said, the sunstones, if you can find pieces that are clear straight through, they're just amazing to work with. They might like, shift a cleavage on you here and there, but when they're done, it's kind of like your fire obsidian, Kyle. It's just so delicious to work with. It's worth some of a little bit of extra sweat, but thank you, Kurt. They're really fun to work with. Can't wait. I'll be making a trip down to the Rabbit Hills probably within a month.
Nice.
Cool.
Go
Lucky.
visit. I'm excited. They're finally letting me out after, puppy purgatory. So, I gotta get out of here.
Going stir crazy for being indoors for so long.
Yeah. And mopping the floor like more times than anybody ever should in a day. Yeah.
Well, thank you anyways for
Absolutely.
sharing your Oregon Sunstones. And now we go to Kurt. What do you got, buddy?
So I have quite a few pieces, and I'm not going to go into as detailed descriptions as Karen did. But the first one is Colorado Amazonite, which is this piece right here. It also has so like the Colorado version of Amazonite only is the only source that comes with Smoky Quartz, which is the only place in the world where you can get Smoky Quartz and Amazonite together as one cluster. But this one doesn't have as beautiful Smoky Quartz on it. This piece was actually found by the camping couple whenever they first started their channel out here in like central Colorado. And I purchased this piece from them in one of their live shows on Facebook. And Amazonite is like, it ranges between like like teal to blue, like teal to bluish greens. It's a very beautiful version of Feldspar.
Yeah.
And this piece right here is actually from Madagascar. It's another variety that I have. I purchased this from Big Mike's Rock Shop in southern Kentucky. I think I got this for like $5. And it's like covered in quartz on one side, which is really sparkly, and then you have the nice blue Feldspar. So that one's really cool. I've always thought about is leaving it alone, or maybe polishing one side to it. I'm not sure yet. The third piece is pink orthoclase Feldspar, which is normally found mixed in with like granites, which I've talked about, like granite from Texas that I have that I'm tumbling right now, so y'all see that later on. But this piece is from Colorado. This is a piece I found over in Bangs Canyon on the Mica Mine Trail. You can normally find like this pink orthoclase all over Colorado. And if you go to Bangs Canyon Mica Trail, you'll see about a mile back in there, it'll be a huge mica overhanging, like a huge cliff just full of mica, and then like piles and piles and piles of this stuff. And within this stuff, you can find black tourmaline, which runs on the inside, which runs through it as well. So a lot of pieces out there have the
Nice.
variety of quartz with mica, black tourmaline, and then the pink orthoclase.
That stuff is so cool.
Pink orthoclase is also considered like Moonstone. So this is my favorite piece that I've pulled from that area.
Beautiful.
And the next version of Feldspar that I have, this piece is Black Moonstone, which is a newly discovered source of Moonstone. It was found, I want to say, within the last few years over in Madagascar. But it has beautiful flashes in there, and in the flashes that you can find those rainbow inclusions, which kind of flash in blues and purples in there. This is one of my second, I think, rock that I've probably the second rock in my collection that I purchased out in what was it called? The Sedona Vortex store out in Sedona, Arizona. So this is one of my all-time favorites. And then the next stone is also Labradorite. This piece right here started my collection and my need to go exploring, looking for other rocks. I've always been a rock hound as to looking for native artifacts and stuff in Central Texas. But then Tessie, my girlfriend, introduced me into what else is available in the world. But when we moved to Arizona back in 2017, she wanted to get me my first piece of Labradorite because that was my favorite stone. And she brought this one to me that has really beautiful blue flashes on the raw side, and then on the polished side, really vivid blue.
Need
which I'm a
sunglasses
sucker
for that.
What?
Need sunglasses for that.
Yeah. And that was also purchased at the same store as the Black Moonstone out there in Sedona, Arizona. And then I have a larger piece of Labradorite, which is I think sourced from Madagascar as well. This one has a lot of golds, violets, blues, greens, and I don't know if I can get that light just right.
Yeah, but that thing's lighting up. Ooh,
the polished side. And this one came from I purchased this one from the Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. Beautiful stone. And yeah, that's and the last piece is I mentioned it earlier, is fire labradorite, which is a variety of labradorite where it's just straight orangish gold tones. I don't have the piece with me right here, but I sent Kyle a video to show it. It's a piece that I polished, wrapped in copper, and I finally finished it after months or weeks, and I gave it to my girlfriend. So that's the final piece of my show and tell. And I do want to say one other thing with Moonstone. Y'all have seen white Moonstone, Rainbow Moonstone, correct? Yeah. So Rainbow Moonstone is a variety of Labradorite in a white matrix. A lot of people get the two confused. They are both Feldspars, but it's more white. It's more Labradorite in a white matrix.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's the body color is different. Yeah.
Well, thank you for showing your different Feldspars across the board.
Getting as many
and around the world.
Around the world. Well, I don't have near as many show and tells you guys did. I probably could have actually pulled some Moonstone because I actually do have some out there in the rock room, but that's okay.
It'll be for next time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't actually have it with me. I mean, look, my hands are empty, but I can actually throw a video right here.
Magic.
So I actually have today it's also a sunstone, but it's not from Oregon. It is a rainbow lattice sunstone from Australia. Ooh. Now I believe I actually showed this piece on the podcast before, but I can actually talk a little bit more about it because I have eWiki in front of me. But yeah, the inclusions inside the Australian rainbow lattice sunstone, the inclusions are made up of ilmenite for the iridescence part of it, and then also hematite, but it also has a little bit of magnetite inclusions in there. But some of these pieces that I have are really interesting because as us Oregonians know, the Oregon sunstone has like a Schiller effect to it. This one kind of almost does too. It almost resembles like a fog inside of the sunstone and mixed with the different inclusions that are in there. And I don't know, I saw this stuff once. I bought a small piece, and I'll have a video here of the very first piece I bought. But this stuff just strikes me and has got my attention, and I want more of it, but it's super expensive. I got lucky. Yeah. And I bought a parcel, I think off eBay, and it was a pretty good price. I'm like, okay, I'll get that. And they're not super high quality pieces, but they're still cool enough to still get. But yeah, they're a very unique stone, and I think this particular variety is kind of unique to Australia, just like Oregon has our very own unique Sunstone. But yeah, that was my show and tell slash theme for today was the Sunstone from Australia, our friends from down under.
Oh yeah, those are so gorgeous. I'm glad that you got to bring them out again because I can't get enough of the rainbow lattice, and they're so rare that you don't get to see them very often.
They're expensive too.
Ah.
Like, I came across one page and like itty bitty tiny ones are like hundreds of dollars. I'm like,
Oh wow,
I can't afford.
that's
They're
crazy.
just that rare.
Well, that's what happens too. Like, if you can't, like, over time of mining, like the prices go up, and you're lucky if you can get what you can get. And I got lucky, so I got my small few pieces, and I'm happy with that. I don't have to spend any more money on it.
Have you worked them, or are you leaving them the way
Oh,
that
the
they
ones
are?
that showed are polished.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, because that knowing how expensive the rough is and how rare it is, did you break a cold sweat while you were getting ready to polish those bad boys?
Well, it's like you mentioned before with a lot of the feldspars, they can tend to kind of break along those planes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've came across like parts where like it wanted to like break apart. I'm like, no, stop. Yeah, but they still turned out pretty nice and big enough to where you can hold. I think one of them I accidentally dropped it. I think it was during the last time I showed on the podcast. I dropped it during I was filming to like for the footage for the podcast, and I actually dropped it on the glass tabletop and I chipped the corner of it. I'm like, dang it. I just went, I took it back to the wheel, just reworked it really quick. I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of my show and tell. I kept it short and sweet for mine. Of course, I forgot to write down my time, so I'm guessing I have to wing it.
Thank you for showing it.
But yes, thank you.
I guess we're time for words of wisdom. This be like one of the fastest podcasts we've done, I think.
I know.
I think so. I'm surprised how short it is.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Wow, words of wisdom. Yeah. Does anybody have theirs?
I was planning on being more prepared for the words of wisdom, but I didn't do like my homework on the exact details, so I can go ahead and say mine. But if y'all want me to go ahead and start it off. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Well,
Sure, if you want.
so I don't have the exact details, so I'm sorry. But if you guys enjoy watching stars, there is a meteor shower, I think either this weekend or this upcoming week, where you should be able to see hundreds of shooting stars within an hour.
Nice.
And just make sure you have clear skies, no moonlight, and you should be able to see some fireballs even. That's what I plan. That's what me and Tess plan on doing. I think in the middle of this upcoming week.
Nice.
So we're looking forward towards that.
That'll be exciting. Well, thank you for your words of wisdom and insight of future events.
Yeah, looking towards the skies and the stars, right? Yeah.
Right.
And if you're lucky, you may just like maybe see a meteorite like land near you. You can go and like look for it. I don't know. Wouldn't that be so cool though? Like if you saw a meteor come down and you're able to go and hunt for it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Burn my hands.
Take some gloves.
Yeah, there with us and mitts, like they're mine, stay away.
Yeah.
Well, Karen, did they give you enough time to think of something, or?
Yeah, I gotta just say, be grateful for what you have, and when I'm going to open the door here as soon as we're done, and I'll walk upstairs and I'll wonder like just how many craps there are on the floor and what's been shredded. And so sometimes I go up the stairs and everything looks normal, and I'm just so grateful. So just, I guess, be grateful for what you have. There's stuff to look forward to, but like, it's good if it isn't falling apart and has crap on it. So
Yeah.
that's mine.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And I guess mine is going to go along the lines of, do not forget your P's and Q's and where you came from, because I feel like that's another thing that's kind of getting lost now, is people forgetting to say, excuse me, please, and thank you.
Mhm.
So it can go a long ways. If you're in the store and like you're in the middle of an aisle and like someone else there, say excuse me or pardon me or sorry, just something. Just please and please
whatever.
and thank you can go a long ways. I'm sorry, but like manners is one thing. This always gets me, and when there's a lack of manners and
manners and respect.
If you show it more, I think maybe more people might see it and understand what's going on. It's like, oh, hey, maybe I should start doing that too. Even something as simple as open the door for someone. Just keep spreading the manners. Keep it going. Let's not that. Yeah, spread the manners.
I like it.
But that will do for my words of wisdom. So, Karen, if you would do the honors to take us out of this really, really short podcast.
I know. Everybody in the chat is like, scrambling right now. Got to wrap up those conversations, guys. And as you do, make sure to hit us up on the email in the description if you'd like to show us your wild and wonderful show and tells that are, not for mature audiences only, and a brief description of what you're sending us, and you will be in our viewer show and tell as well. Hit that email for an invite to our Discord. It's been so fun. I have to catch up, but everybody's sharing on all these different channels within the Discord, and there's of course show and tell, but there's randomness and events that are coming up and all sorts of stuff. Lapidary, so you can check it out for tips and share yours, tips and tricks. So anyways, go check that out, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend rock hounding on behalf of the entire crew here at the Rockhound Podcast. Rock on. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Rock on, and go subscribe to Sweet Jim. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Do it now.
Now we'll see you later. Bye.